Issues related to menstruation 103. There are conditions related to menstruation, postnatal bleeding, and IRRULENT bleeding in women. That is, menstruation is the blood that comes from a woman's uterus, also known as the womb, without any illness or childbearing during certain days. This is also called the menstrual period. The blood that comes in this way is called menstrual blood. The religious obstacle that occurs for a certain period of time due to this blood is also called menstruation. A woman who experiences such a period is called HÂIZ. NIFAS, blood that comes from women after the birth of a child or after most of the child has come out. A woman in this state is called NÜFESA, which means postnatal. İSTIHAZA IT is a blood that is not from the uterus, but comes from a vein and flows through the genital organs. A woman in this state is called a mustaha. Issues related to menstruation 104 women should pay close attention to their menstrual cycles, because these cycles are related to many of their religious duties. The main issues related to this topic are as follows. 105 women reach puberty, at least at the age of 9, and begin to menstruate. At the age of 50 or 55, they enter a period of nitrogen monoxide menstruation called SINN-I. There are also women who stop menstruating before this age. According to Malikis, blood coming from a girl who has not yet reached the age of 9 is not menstrual blood. Blood coming from a girl between the ages of 9 and 12 is shown to experts. If they conclude IT is definitely menstrual blood or remain in doubt, IT is considered menstrual blood. If they conclude IT is definitely not menstrual blood, IT is considered ILLET blood and does not fall under the rules of menstruation. Blood from a woman over the age of 13 up to the age of 50 is definitely menstrual blood. Blood from a woman over the age of 50 up to the age of 70 is shown to experts, and a ruling is made accordingly. Blood that comes from the age of 70 onwards is definitely İSTIHAZA, a blood disease. According to the Hafiz, there is nitrogen monoxide specific time for the cessation of menstruation. Menstrual blood may continue throughout life. Climate conditions in the region affect this matter. This is because the duration of menstruation varies according to the heat or cold of the region. However, in most cases, menstruation ceases at the age of 62. According to the Hanbalis, the menstrual period ceasing of menstruation is 50 years. Any blood that comes after this, even if IT is heavy, is İSTIHAZA ILLET blood, not menstrual blood. 106. The minimum menstrual period is 3 days, 72 hours. The maximum is 10 days, 240 hours. Any bleeding occurring between these two periods is considered menstrual blood. During this time, the bleeding does not have to be continuous. It may stop intermittently. Example, if a woman bleeds for 3 days, then stops for 2 days, and then bleeds for another 3 days, all 8 days constitute her menstrual period. According to the Malikis school of thought, there is no minimum period for menstruation for the purposes of worship. Menstruation occurs with even a very short period of bleeding. However, in terms of the waiting periods for divorce and death, the minimum duration of the menstrual period is 1 day or part of a day. The maximum duration of the menstrual period is 15 days for a woman who has just started menstruating and is not pregnant, a new menstruator. 107. The cleaning period between two periods is called cleaning. This period cannot be less than 15 days. However, it may be longer. The period may continue for months or years. A woman who continues to experience this clean period is called mumtedatutuhr, continuous clean. According to the Malikis and Hanbalis, the days between menstrual periods when bleeding has stopped are called clean days. Yevmanika. A menstruating woman is considered clean during these days. She is considered clean like other women who are not menstruating and worships like them. The minimum duration of is 8 or 10 or 17 days. According to the Hanbalis, IT is 13 days, 108 for some women. Their menstrual periods are a fixed number of days. Example, they menstruate 5, 7, or 9 days every month. Such a woman is called mutate. A menstrual cycle may be established once IT occurs. For example, if a girl who has just started, her period bleeds for 8 days the first time, then is clean for 22 days. Her period is then considered to be established. If she then continues to bleed due to an illness, both her menstrual days and clean days are calculated that way every month. 109. Some women have irregular menstrual cycles. For example, one month they may have 5 days, the next month 6 days. In this case, IT is necessary to act cautiously. Such a woman should bathe on the 6th day, perform her prayers, and if it is Ramadan, she should fast. Because the blood on the 6th day is likely to be İSTIHAZA, irregular bleeding. But until the 6th day passes, they cannot engage in sexual intercourse, and if they are divorced, the waiting period is not considered complete because the blood on this 6th day may be menstrual. BLOOD.1104 for a period to be considered changed. 2 periods contrary to IT must be observed. Example, a woman who menstruates for 5 days every month, then bleeds for 4 days twice or 6 days twice. Her menstrual cycle has changed from 5 days to 4 days or 6 days. Conclusion. The period is established once, but can change twice. However, according to Imam Abu Yusuf, the period can be considered changed after just one instance. This is also referred to as fesh adet, meaning that the new menstrual cycle replaces the old one. 111 blood that lasts longer than the usual days of menstruation, but does not exceed that duration is considered menstrual blood. In this case, the menstrual cycle has changed. Example, if a woman who bleeds for 7 days every month then bleeds for 10 days, all of it is considered menstrual blood. In this case, her period has changed from 7 days to 10 days. However, if the blood that comes after the specified days, when added to the specified days, exceeds 10 days, the blood exceeding 7 days is not considered menstrual blood. IT is considered İSTIHAZA illet blood. For example, if a woman who has been bleeding for 7 days then starts bleeding for 11 or 12 days, the first 7 days are considered menstrual blood. The next 4 or 5 days are considered İSTIHAZA illet blood. Again, if a woman is assumed to have her period for 5 days from the beginning of each month, and if she sees blood as usual, but also sees blood too, 3 or 5 days before that, all of these are considered menstrual blood, because the menstrual period has not exceeded 10 days. However, if all the days of blooding exceed 10 days in this manner, only the blood seen during the 5 days of her period is considered menstrual blood. All blood exceeding the days of her period is considered İSTIHAZA illet blood. 112. If a woman who is menstruating continues to bleed due to an illness, the ruling is based on the specific days of her menstrual and clean periods. Example, a woman who bleeds for 10 days from the beginning of each month, followed by 20 days or less than 6 months of cleanliness, her menstrual cycle is thus determined. If such a woman then continues to bleed, the first 10 days of each month is still considered her menstrual period, and the remaining 20 days or the following months and days are considered her clean period. However, if the clean period is exactly 6 months or more, the clean period is considered to be 1 hour short of 6 months, as this period is the minimum time for pregnancy. Again, if a girl who has just started her period continues to bleed without her period settling down, 10 days of each month are counted as her period. The other 20 days are considered the cleansing period. 113. A woman who has forgotten her menstrual days due to illness or neglect is called mutayir. If such a woman's flow does not stop, the strongest opinion regarding her menstruation is followed. If she does not have a strong opinion, she should take the cautious approach. If she is divorced, her waiting period is 10 days and her cleansing period is 6 months minus 1 hour. According to another opinion, a period of 2 months is considered sufficient for purification. Detailed information regarding prayers and fasting is available. Extensive information on this subject can be found in Imam Sarsi's book titled Mabsud. 114, a girl who has reached the age of menstruation immediately stops praying and, if she is fasting, postpones her fast to make it up later. If she is married, she does not engage in sexual relations. Such a girl is called a mubtadi. If this blood stops within less than 3 days, it is understood that it is not menstrual blood. Then she must make up the prayer she did not perform. According to an opinion transmitted from Imam Azam, until it is known that this blood, which first appeared and continued for 3 days, is menstrual blood, she does not abandon her prayers and continues her fast. 115. The menstrual period is not considered to have ended until the blood has completely stopped. This blood may be black, red, greenish, or yellow, as well as cloudy and earth-colored. The discharge from a woman who has completed her period is pure white in color. 116. It is not permissible for a woman to deny her period to her husband or to lie about having her period. If a woman who says she is menstruating is chaste and righteous, her word is accepted. Otherwise, it is not accepted. However, if there is a convincing circumstance that she is speaking the truth, it is accepted. For example, if her statement coincides with the start of her period, then what she says is accepted.